said Sheila was born in a little village in Idle in Yorkshire. She was one of 9, and she had a very hard start to her life. Her mother was an alcoholic, and as a result, Sheila, being the eldest girl, it was left to her to do all the housework, washing, cleaning, etc. As she often told me of the scrubbing of the front doorstep, which she had done hail, rain and shine. She always referred to herself as feeling like Cinderella. Even though Sheila had 6 brothers, it was as it was then, and nothing was expected of them, and it fell to Sheila to be mother and carer to all. Her father was a loving man, but he never went against Mum's wishes, and as a result, Sheila was dominated by her mother. She cared totally for Wendy, her younger sister, from a very young age, remembering that Sheila herself was only 5 or 6. Sheila was heartbroken when Wendy passed away, as she felt she was almost losing a daughter she never had. As time went by, Sheila developed a love of ballroom dancing, and this was where she escaped to and found her solace. She partook in many competitions, making all her own dresses with all those layers and layers of tulle petticoats. She worked in Marks and Spencer's, and what money she had left over after giving her mother housekeeping, she spent it all on dress material. Sheila met a man through her dancing and got engaged, and plans were made for the wedding. And a few days before the wedding, she discovered he'd been seeing someone else for over a year. As you can imagine, she was devastated and heartbroken so soon before the wedding. She confronted him, and he eventually owned up. A house had been bought, furniture purchased, everything ready to move in after the wedding. Sheila doesn't know how or where she got the courage to do what she did in the following days. She went home, and just like in the movies, she packed a bag, and with nowhere to go, no job, and not letting anybody know where she was going, she went to Morecambe. Sheila found a bed and breakfast, found a job, and carried on. She then told me when things settled down a bit, she got very angry and thought, I'm not going to take this. So she then went to the house, which they had built, where he was now living and married with a new girlfriend, and she demanded he reimburse her for everything she had put into the house and the furniture. He was so shocked at seeing her, he agreed. And every week he sent her the money until it was paid. She was very proud of herself at having the confidence to do that. She continued with her dancing, off meant for good, until John came along. She had a partner who she used to dance with, and one night he bought a friend, who couldn't dance, by the way. And then the rest was history. John and Sheila got married, settled in Morecambe, and lived happily ever after, until John came home one day and said, we're going to Australia. So as you can imagine, her answer was, we are not, but eventually she gave in. So off they went and arrived in Sydney in 1966, same year as we did, and that was when we met Sheila and John in Mosman in a block of units. We were all £10 migrants, and we made many friends there, and we, with Sheila, remained friends for 53 years. Sheila's next heartbreak came with the diagnosis of John's cancer. But that didn't let it stop their travels, and they went off on many trips as they could, until finally on one of their return trips from England, John was taken to RPA, where he finally succumbed to the cancer in November 2002. She always described John as her knight in shining armour, and anything she needed or wanted, John was there. And she passed away on his anniversary on the 17th of November, almost to the hour. Sheila was, as you can imagine, heartbroken, and I don't know how she was going to survive without John, but she did. She picked herself up again and learned to do many things, like going to the bank and writing her first cheque. Two events I would like to relate to you with Sheila. Loved to talk about her. One was when she was working in David Jones. She dropped something and someone picked it up. And when she lifted her head, there stood Roger Moore. She was overwhelmed. She loved telling that story, didn't she? Yeah. She said, "Thank you." And he replied, "You're very welcome." She always told her like that. "You're very welcome." She was totally a fan forever, and she still has his autograph. Another one was one of her getaways with her long-time girlfriends, of which there's only one left now. And they went on a trip to Canberra. They went, of course, to Old Parliament House, where a reenactment of the opening of Parliament was performed, and visitors were asked to participate. And guess who was picked to act as the Queen? Sheila, of course. And she performed as good as Kate Blanchett, delivering the address flawlessly. Even overseas tourists came up and had photos with her. She looked so much the part. Sheila has been a friend, a mother, a sister to me, and an auntie to my family, and a great auntie to Ashley. We had many laughs together and also cried many times. She loved to come up to me in Glenmore Park for the weekend, and we would sit in my Egypt rooms, as we call it, and she would reminisce over her life. Sheila has always said she's been everywhere and done everything she wanted to do, and she enjoyed her life. So, in conclusion, I think Sheila would be very happy with our little gathering here today to celebrate her life. I'd like to thank her cousins from Adelaide who have made the journey to be here, and also the staff from Elizabeth Lodge and Dr. Allison, who took such good care of her, especially towards the end. She would want everyone to leave happy and smiling for her, for a life well spent. Just one thing I want to mention is that you might think the final song is a little bit different, but it's my final tribute to Sheila. Right now, it was what she loved to do. You understand when you do it. Ashley will now play for Elise for Sheila. Sheila always pressed Ashley when she came up that she must play her for Elise. She might be a little bit rusty, but I think she's